if you want to be wealthy and happy, stop living like nothing needs to change. That one truth can flip your whole life around, because here's what most people never admit. Your habits, your mindset, and your choices are either building your future or wasting it. You can't just hope things get better. You have to act like your future depends on it, because it does. Most people are busy, but they're not growing. They want success, but they don't want to change, and that's the problem. This video is for the person who's ready to get real, no fluff, no sugarcoating, just straight, honest guidance that shows you exactly how to build a life that feels strong, clear, and fulfilling. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait for motivation. You just need to decide. If you're serious about being wealthy and happy, it starts now, with what you do next. Chapter 1. Decide what you really want and stop drifting. If you want to be wealthy and happy, the first thing you have to do is stop living by accident. Most people are just getting through their days. They don't know what they truly want. They're busy, but they're not growing. They're moving, but they're not going anywhere. And if you're not careful, years can pass this way, being active, being occupied, but not being intentional. And if you're not intentional, you drift. And drifting never leads to anything worth having. You have to decide what you really want. Not what sounds nice, not what looks good to others, what you want. That's not a light question. That's a heavy one. And it's the starting point of everything. Success doesn't happen to people who are unclear. It doesn't land in your lap while you're wandering through life with no aim. It happens when you say, "This is what I want," and mean it. This decision, this clarity, is where your life begins to change. But most people don't decide. They delay. They distract themselves. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect support. But you don't need perfect. You need honest. You need to get honest with yourself about what truly matters to you. You need to stop living for likes, approval, or comfort and start living with purpose. You've got to wake up and ask yourself some uncomfortable questions. What am I chasing every day? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Does any of this actually lead to the life I want, or am I just following a routine I didn't choose? You can't create a strong future if your direction is vague. You can't build something meaningful if you're afraid to admit what you want. Wanting something, truly wanting it, is not selfish, it's not arrogant, it's the beginning of responsibility. It means you're ready to stop drifting and start driving. So what do you want? That's the question. And I don't mean a wish. I don't mean what you hope happens if everything goes your way. I mean, what outcome are you willing to shape your life around? What matters to you so much that you're willing to make sacrifices for it? Most people never answer that question. They keep themselves busy with temporary things. They try to look productive. They stay busy enough to avoid the truth. But here's the truth. If you don't decide what you want, life will hand you what's left. And most of the time, what's left is not what you wanted. Clarity changes everything. When you know what you want, your decisions start making sense. You start saying no to things that don't align. You stop wasting your energy on distractions. You stop being so emotional about things that don't deserve your time. Your schedule starts to reflect your values. Your actions begin to reflect your vision. But it all starts with deciding. If you want to be wealthy, define what wealth means to you. Is it money? Is it freedom? Is it time with your family? Is it having options? Whatever it is, get clear about it. Don't let anyone else define it for you. And if you want to be happy, you've got to know what brings you peace, not just pleasure. They're not the same. A lot of people chase pleasure and call it happiness, but real happiness is rooted in growth, in contribution, in becoming who you were meant to be. But you can't do any of that if you don't know what you're aiming at. You'll just keep moving in circles. You'll keep comparing yourself to others. You'll feel behind, even if you're doing well, because you never defined your own target. It's not enough to want more. More of what? It's not enough to want better. Better in what way? If you're serious about building a life that fulfills you, you've got to stop being vague. Vague goals lead to vague effort. Vague effort leads to weak results. And weak results lead to disappointment. That's not the life you want. So how do you decide what you really want? First, slow down. Stop distracting yourself. Get quiet. Ask yourself, if nothing stood in my way, what would I do with this life? And then write it down. Don't judge it. Don't edit it. Just write it down. Then look at it and ask, am I living in a way that makes this possible? If not, it's time to adjust. Second, be specific. If you want financial freedom, what does that mean in numbers? If you want peace, what does that look like in your day? If you want to grow, what skills do you want to learn? Specific goals lead to specific actions. Third, get real about what it will take. Wanting is easy. Doing is where most people stop. There's always a price for what you want. The question is, are you willing to pay it? Are you willing to be disciplined? Are you willing to delay gratification? Are you willing to say no to short-term pleasure for long-term meaning? Fourth, take ownership. If your life doesn't reflect what you want, don't blame anyone. Don't blame your past. Don't blame people. Don't blame luck. Just take control. This is your life. It's on you now. And the good news is, the moment you take full ownership, your power returns. You stop waiting and you start building. Now, understand this. You don't need to know every step. You don't need the full blueprint. You just need a strong reason and the first step. Life opens up as you move. Clarity grows through action. The more you move toward what matters, the more you understand it. The more you delay, the more confused you'll feel. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation comes after movement. Don't wait to feel ready. You'll feel ready after you start. Your brain wants comfort, but your soul wants growth. And wealth and happiness are built by people who choose growth daily. Not when it's easy, not when it's convenient, but daily. It's time to stop drifting through your days. No more someday. No more hoping your life just magically gets better. You've got to wake up and choose to live with purpose. You've got to decide what matters and build your life around it, even if it's hard, even if it's slow, even if no one claps for you. The truth is, most people won't understand your path. That's okay. It's not their path. It's yours. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing your future over your comfort. You just owe it to yourself to follow through, because the cost of drifting is too high. The cost of living without direction is your potential. And that's not a price you should ever pay. Wealth and happiness don't come from luck. They come from clarity. They come from commitment. They come from refusing to waste this one life you've been given. So ask yourself right now, what do I truly want? And when you answer it, don't let it just sit in your mind. Turn it into a decision you honor every single day, a decision that changes how you act, a decision that pulls you forward even when you're tired, because the moment you decide, really decide, you stop drifting. And that's the moment your new life begins. Chapter 2. Face the truth you've been avoiding too long. If you want to be wealthy and happy, you've got to stop running from the truth that's been following you around. Not the truth other people tell you, the one that lives inside you. The one you already know but keep ignoring. The one that shows up when everything is quiet and you've got no distractions left. That truth isn't here to hurt you. It's here to wake you up. But the longer you avoid it, the more it controls your life without you even realizing it. Most people spend years building a life around avoiding certain truths. They work jobs they don't like. They stay in situations they've outgrown. They keep habits that make them weak. And deep down, they know. They know something isn't right. They know they're not where they should be. But instead of facing it, they cover it up with noise, entertainment, food, scrolling, talking, shopping, or blaming someone else. Anything but looking in the mirror and saying, "This isn't working." Avoiding the truth doesn't protect you. It delays the pain, but it doesn't erase it, and eventually it catches up. In your health, in your relationships, in your mindset, in your income. You start to feel stuck. But the truth is, you're not stuck. You're just avoiding the one thing that would move you forward. Facing what you don't want to admit. Facing the truth takes courage. Not because the truth is cruel, but because it demands change. It won't let you stay where you are. It won't let you keep blaming other people. It won't let you hide behind excuses. It calls you out. It asks more from you. And that's why people run from it. Not because they don't see it, but because they don't want to deal with what it asks them to do next. But here's the reality. Until you face the truth, you're living in denial. You're building on a shaky foundation. No matter how hard you work, something always feels off. You keep making progress, but it never feels like enough. You chase success, but deep down, you're afraid of what you'll find if you slow down. So you keep moving just fast enough to avoid thinking about it. And that's the trap. You get so good at being busy that you convince yourself you're doing fine. But being busy isn't the same as being honest. You can be busy and still be off course. You can be productive and still be avoiding something that matters. And if you want real growth, real happiness, real wealth, it starts by standing still long enough to ask, what